Alright, welcome everyone to the first episode of Between the Covers. I'm Presley.
And I'm Gracie. And welcome to our new YouTube channel / podcast talking all about books and anything
in between.
Yeah.
There you go.
And everything in between. So, first, let's start with a little bit about us. So, me and Presley have known each other since preschool.
Very long time.
Yeah, and now we're going to graduate high school.
In a few months.
Yeah. So we've known each other pretty much our whole lives, and so have our families, so that's super fun. And should we talk a little bit about our love for books?
Yeah.
Our book journeys.
Our book journeys. Yeah, you start.
Okay.
Or I can start. I don't know.
I can start. So, I actually hated reading for the longest time, and it wasn't until junior high that I liked reading, and I started reading because I was just bored in class, and I also didn't like talking to people, so that was a way to not talk to people. So that's why I started reading, but the books that really got me into reading were, I forgot about this. It was
The Sunflower.
Yeah, it was the guy who wrote Michael Vey.
Yeah, that dude. And she's never even read Michael Vey.
I never even read Michael Vey, but I read all of his, old lady romance books. That is what I got started in. Richard Paul Evans?
Yeah, there you go.
Richard Paul Evans. I read all of his, little, really sad romances, which is funny because now I can't read, adult, with the characters in the books being adults, past their 20s and with kids. I can't read those books anymore, and I can't read sad books, and that's all Richard Paul Evans was old people and sad. Except for Michael Vey, but I never read those. So.
Those were the ones you didn't read. That is so funny to me.
Yeah.
But mine started around junior highs when I started reading 7th grade. We were talking about this. This is actually our second take of this episode. Yeah. So we had a little and when we were in 7th grade, we had a class that we would do to catch up on homework. I don't really know what the purpose was.
I don't know.
It was a weird class.
It was study hall sort of.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, in that class we had a book reading contest, and whoever read the most books won this big prize. And I was like, that sounds kind of fun. And I didn't like reading beforehand, but that's what really got me started was that. And after that,
prizes.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, you know what, reading's kind of actually cool.
Yeah.
But I think The Hunger Games was the first series that really was okay, I like this actually.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah.
I borrowed those books from you. And I don't know if I should say the story again or not.
Go for it.
So the Hunger Games books that she has are from her cousin. And so she let me borrow them. So I remember I was reading the last book, and I was in the tub, and I was finished it. It was the end, and I was tearing up a little bit, and my mascara was smearing, and so I
It's a sad story.
So I took a bit of the smeared mascara. Okay, so this is junior high, okay?
7th grade.
Yeah, not recent. Not recently.
This was yesterday.
Yeah. But I took the smeared mascara and I just put a little bit on the page, the last page of the book, because I was a little piece of me on this book.
I actually didn't know this story until yesterday. Yesterday was the first time I heard that, so I still need to go back and check the book and find your finger mark print on it.
Yeah, just a tiny bit embarrassing.
That is so funny.
My little 7th grade self thought she needed to do that.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
So when I started first reading, I was huge into horror and thriller and stuff, and we were talking about this yesterday, and I still can't think of the name of that one book.
Oh, me either.
There was this one book that I read, and it really, really got me into that genre. And it was like this group of high schoolers. They were on a class camping trip for school, and they got separated from the rest of their group. And when they woke up, they all had different words like on their arms. And I can picture the cover. We were talking about this.
So can I, yeah.
It's like this forest, and there's antlers on it, and it has white, pretty font, but I can't remember the name.
Yep. And I can picture the exact spot of where you could find it in our
in our
junior high library, but I can't remember the name of it.
And I swear it's the something, but that's like every other book out there. So I don't know, but that was a really good book.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you went through that phase. Because, I mean, I went through, like,
you had
true crime.
Yeah. You started with your old sad ladies stage,
and
I started with horror.
Yeah. Like, I started out with books that weren't in my age range, really.
Yeah.
And then I went to Kira Cass, because her books are just amazing. Like, The Selection and Sirens, so good. And then I went to true crime. Like, I loved true crime for a long time.
True crime is really good.
Like, April, what was it? April West, maybe? You're like, I don't
know.
Something April, but hers are really good. So are Natasha Preston's.
Yeah, those ones are good.
We
were talking about those yesterday.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to read the new, like, The Island or something like that.
Yes. Hers are so good. Hers are so sick and twisted.
They are.
But they're so good. And the endings are always horrible.
They are.
But it's
They're
like
awful.
a good horrible.
Yeah.
Like, you admire Natasha Preston
yes.
for having the mind to write something like that.
Yeah.
But what else? What other phase? I went through a fallen angel phase.
Yes, that's
what
right,
it
because
was.
we were talking about Hush Hush.
Yes.
We were obsessed with Hush Hush.
Yes.
What grade was that, like 8th or 9th?
Probably, yeah. 8th or 9th.
We were obsessed with those books.
Yeah. Very obsessed.
Very obsessed.
I loved fallen angel books. Like, I cannot explain how much I loved it. Like, I wanted a fallen angel hot guy to come to my bedroom at night.
At night as this little 14-year-old.
Yes! And, like, not even do anything. Like, it was innocent.
Yeah.
But literally, I was like, I would picture him coming through the window and being like, I need a fallen angel.
That's so funny. Through your window.
Yeah. Well, at the old house.
At the old house at the time.
Yeah. So he would have to, like, crawl because it was, like, in the basement. But
that is
still,
so funny.
I did. And I read this other series. So there's the Hush Hush series, and then there was the Embrace Me series. I'm going to
Is that one with the pretty eyes?
Yes. No, that one is different. Let me find it. This series. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. You probably haven't, because literally I would go on Google and I would search up, like, fallen angel romances for teens.
That is so funny.
And that's how I found that series. But that kickstarted me into reading more. But I'm reading the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. And the love interest in that is a fallen angel.
So it was like deja vu.
It was deja vu. Like, I was reading it and I was like, why do I love Hunt so much?
That is so funny.
And it's literally, it goes back to my junior high roots.
Yeah,
of loving fallen angels.
Then, Shatter Me was a series we were both obsessed with.
Love Shatter Me.
I'm still obsessed with that one.
I could reread that all the time.
Yeah, especially the third one.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the pager scene. I could reread just that one scene.
Same, and be satisfied.
Yes.
Same. Like,
I need an Aaron Warner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aaron Warner. I think all of us need an Aaron Warner.
Yeah.
But, what was I gonna say?
Oh, you got the signed copy, didn't
yeah,
you?
I got the signed copy. So,
Uh-huh.
I work at the Monarch in Ogden, and they have, like, this cute little bookstore called Magpie Books, and they get donated books, like, for free, and you can pay, like, your own price for the books.
Yeah, so you could literally pay a penny.
Yeah, you could pay a penny. So I was nice, and I paid $20, but it was for 3 books. So, like, but I paid a little bit more than a penny. But then, yeah, and so the third one, my favorite one, it was signed, not to me, but it was signed by the author.
The name was like Kayla. Was it Kayla?
Yeah, it was like Kayla or something. Yeah, something
That is
with a
so
K.
cool, though.
Yeah, it's
Just
amazing.
white it out. There
Yeah,
you go.
literally. And then I can put
erase
Gracie.
your name in
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so lucky. And I was fangirling over that. And my other friends, they haven't read Shatter Me. And so they didn't understand why it was such a big deal that it was signed. But it's fine.
Whatever. I think it's a big deal. I also didn't know that until yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, I thought I told you, but I guess not. But what other book were we talking about?
What was the one with the pretty eyes that was like Shatter Me?
Oh, yes. So another series that, like the series that made my book obsession come to life was the Tiger's Curse series.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that is one of my favorites.
Right.
And so I bought another series that she wrote, called Reawakened or something like that, and it's kind of like Egyptian mythology, which I love that kind of stuff. So I thought it was going to be so good, but it wasn't. It was not good. It was so weird. Like, the main character had, like, a sphinx, which is, like, a lion / eagle thing in her mind, and, like, this Irish pixie in her mind. Oh, it was weird. Like, multiple personality disorder. It was weird.
Oh, wow.
So I never finished that, but I did buy the books, and I hate when that happens. When you buy the whole series and you don't like it.
You don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that happened with me from the same author that wrote Shatter Me.
Yeah.
Because she wrote that, like, This Woven Kingdom or whatever it's called. And I did not like it just because her writing style was so different. And just like I don't know, I couldn't get into it. But that was like sophomore year I read it, so maybe I should give it another chance. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. I think it was also in third person, and I don't really care for third person.
You know what? I've been getting into third person.
Really?
Yeah, so like the new, it's funny because I didn't used to like it either. I hated it. But then I read Divine Rivals and I loved it. I like it because I feel like you can get more details in without it being from the character's point of view. Because then you can like describe things other characters are saying, even if like the main character doesn't know that it's happening. Happening. So like the new book that I'm writing, it's from third person. Yeah, it is. No. I know. I know.
We're not switching ours over. We're too far into it.
I know. I know. We won't switch the book that we're writing.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're writing a book together.
Yes, we are.
So we'll talk about that later on. Which, that's kind of interesting. It's at a standstill right now because of me,
is.
But...
Well, I just think we need to switch something up.
Yeah.
To be honest. Like, they keep getting attacked and that's it. We need
spoilers.
Something else. But, yeah. So, what else? What other series made us love reading?
I'm trying to think. You were saying you don't like dystopian that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, which shocked me because I love dystopian.
Yeah, I don't like dystopian.
Dystopian's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, like the only exception is The Hunger Games and Shatter Me.
Yeah.
Because anything else. I read like Pretties. Like
I've heard that one.
That one's about like the society and like the people, like the ugly people live in like their own town, and then when you reach a certain age they like give you plastic surgery.
Really?
And make you look like
that
the new
like
beauty trend.
Twilight Zone or something.
Yeah, it does. And then once they like have been plastic surgery, like I don't know, plastic certified, whatever.
Yeah.
Then they go and live in, like, the pretty city.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So I read that one, and that was weird. I just don't like dystopian.
Yeah.
And then I read Matched.
I did not like that one
either.
I
know.
That one was a no for me.
Mm-hmm.
But have you read, like, Maze Runner and stuff?
No.
No. See, those ones are good.
I know.
That one's good. Have you seen the movies?
Yeah, I've seen the movies. I've seen the movies, but no, I don't want to read it. You know what I have been wanting to read, though? What? Percy Jackson.
Yeah?
Because of the new, like,
there's a new something.
Yeah, the Disney Plus series.
Right.
So I watched that, and then I was like, well, now I want to read all the books, because everybody's, like, talking about how certain episodes were similar.
Yeah.
But then other ones weren't like it at all, and so now I want to read the books.
I haven't read the books either, so I would do that, too.
But also, it's, like like 12 in the book.
Exactly.
So, and there's not romance from the beginning.
Yeah, now that's our problem.
Yeah.
We need to have romance in the book for it to be, for us to
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, if there's not, then...
But we have a hard time reading just romance at the same time, or I do
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, see, I can, like, if I need to take a break from reading lots of series in a row, then I can read some good rom-coms. I can read those.
I can read, like, one here and there, but I can't read them, like, back to back.
Yeah, me either. I can't read them back to back either. And, like, after I finish one, I'm like, oh, that was good, but now it's time for, like...
Yeah, I need more action.
Yeah, I need something else.
Yeah.
Like fantasy.
Yeah, there you go. We love fantasy.
We do love fantasy. Fantasy is great.
Yes.
And what other one? Because we were talking... Like, I went through a Casey West phase.
Yes, I did that too.
Yeah, like, read all of her books, still own some of them.
Yes. Did you ever read the one, like, where they were locked in the library?
Yes!
Yes.
That was literally my favorite one for a long
good.
time. For a long time.
Yeah.
Because that was
I got Cobra to read that one.
Really?
Yeah.
What did she think?
She liked it.
I think my favorite one was, I don't know why, but it was the one where the girl, like, and her mom owned, like, the China doll shop.
Oh, I
like
think
the
I
doll
that
shop.
One. Yeah.
And she was, like, really poor, and the guy she started dating was, like, rich.
Really rich.
Yeah. That's probably
That
one of
is
my
so
favorite
funny.
ones.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of a book that I read when I was younger. Did you ever read Letters to the Lost?
That sounds so familiar.
That book was so good, and I loved that book. Like, I got a few friends of mine that, like, hated reading. I got them to read that book because they liked it too.
Wow.
That one was super good.
That one,
like, so, like, the girl, like, her mom passed away, and she would go and, like, it sounds really creepy when I say this, but she, like, would write letters to her mom. But then there was this guy who, like, did something bad, and so he had to, like, he would mow the lawns. Like, I don't know what that's called. Like,
oh, like community service.
Yeah. So he would mow, like, the lawns and the graveyard, and then he saw the letters, and he would, like, write back to her.
Yes, that sounds so familiar. I think I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, I did like that one. That one was good.
Yeah, that probably.
But then she wrote another book, like, it was, like, the same series, but, like, off a different character, and that one wasn't as good. But.
Yeah, I think that sounds like this other book I read. So I was obsessed with this book, like, super obsessed, because in junior high, I went through a phase, like, I had a sleep insomnia phase. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why, because I had night terrors, but we don't talk about that. So, it's called Nowhere But Here by Katie McGarry, and that will always have a place in my heart, because I think that's why I have a love for morally gray men.
Yes.
That is the book that made me, so it's a motorcycle gang, okay? So the main character, she goes back to Connecticut or Kentucky. I think it's Kentucky.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
Connecticut or Kentucky, something. But she goes back there for her grandma's funeral, and she lives in Florida. Her dad, like her stepdad, is a surgeon, and so they make lots of money. Actually, he's not a surgeon. He's a pediatrician, but still makes lots of money. And so they go from Florida to Kentucky, Connecticut, whatever, I don't know. And because they haven't had any contact with her mom's family since she was, like, a little baby. And it's because her family is, like, in this motorcycle gang. Like, they're not, like, the leaders of this motorcycle gang that does security detail for, like, semi-trucks. And so, but it was, like, a whole, like, bad boy, good girl romance.
Yes.
And he had a motorcycle, and it was...
Those are the best.
So good.
That is so funny.
My little junior high heart ate it up. So good. And I love her other one, because that was the one that reminded me of the book you're just talking about. I can't remember what it's called. Like, it has a carousel. Not a carousel. A Ferris wheel on the cover. Wheel? Yeah. But it's also Katie McGarry. But that one is about, like, the governor's daughter over some state. I can't remember.
That's cool.
And he's doing, like, a rehabilitation program for like juvenile delinquents, and so like the juvenile delinquent, like the love interest, has to do like service and stuff.
Yeah.
Community service, and then they fall in love. But anyway,
Ooh.
that's what it made me think of. But
yeah,
that one, I love Katie McGarry. She doesn't get the recognition she deserves.
Yeah.
So good.
Anything else we want to talk about in this one?
I don't know. I think that's good for our introduction.
Mm-hmm. A little about what books we started out with.
We'll be talking more about books. Also, if you have any questions or you want us to review certain books, you can email us.
Email.
Yeah, we'll link that
somehow
in the description somehow. Maybe it'll be in our bio.
Yes.
I don't know. We will figure it out.
Figure that out.
But if you liked this and you like reading and you like talking about books or just girl talk,
yeah, we'll probably go off topic and talk about other stuff that's not just books and
definitely
stuff. So if you have questions that are not about books, you can still ask them.
Yes. So please do that. So subscribe, follow us. And then, we're so excited for this. We'll probably be posting.
We're going to try every week.
Yeah, every weekend,
if it works
probably.
Out.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows?
Yes.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
Okay,
Bye,
you guys.